All right, take one, and I'm going to have to take off actually soon if I don't get this done in one go. So this is going to be the TV title. I said it again, YouTube title match between Winnipeg and New England, I've decided, because they are the top two teams right now. New England actually is 24. This is the order in which they finished in real life back in 1978. So Winnipeg right now is in second place in my replay. New England in first there with 24 points. All of these teams have played 17 games each. And so the Whalers come into it with a record of 11-4-2. The Jets with a record of 10-5-2. The Oilers have lost at least two of their last three, maybe even three of their last four. I can't remember now. But I guess it would be two of their last three. But since playing off camera, there's my point. And really, I mean, if you look at the Oilers, 19 points, so I guess they're in third place. But I think that Winnipeg and New England have emerged as the two teams that should play for the title. So whatever, they're my rules. I made them. And so this is going to be a YouTube title game here. I try to clean this one up a little bit more to, again, give a better idea of what it would look like. Yeah, so away I go with it here. Got the deck of cards ready. And also, actually, I should determine goaltenders are part of the game. So 49 being the first random number that came up. Actually, Joe Daly, that's become a storyline in 7 starts now. I posted on Delphi that he was 4-1-1 after 6 starts. He has now improved to 5-1-1 after 7 starts. I wasn't sure if I was going to start him or Bromley in this game here, Bromley, but looks like Google wants Joe Daly to start this game. So if Google wants it, then 76. So that means Levasseur, who's also seen some more time in the crease for the Whalers of late as well. So kind of makes sense here, backup on backup for this game. And so away we go with it. I'll make the cards bigger this time instead of smaller. I guess that's the biggest they can go. And Ace probably says that I didn't shuffle them yet. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't do. So click and shuffle and get this underway. I have to be quick about this one, actually. I have some more work to do this evening. We still get the ace of spades anyway, but it's going to be followed by a 9. That does mean a Jets possession. And the Jets here, Ulf Nilsson, he's fed it to Dave Kriskow. Kriskow with the king. It's going to be 1-0 Winnipeg right away. Let me get the secondary assist, actually, before I update that. Maybe I'll do the tabletop one later. Try to make this a little less cluttery here for myself on the desktop. But it was Kriskow from Ulf Nilsson, and then I'll get a secondary assist. That is underline, control U that. And so Winnipeg here, they strike right off the bat. Dave Kriskow, not sure how many goals he has, but Ulf Nilsson, that'll be, I think, his 31st point. I think he has 10 goals and 21 assists now. And and Kriskow might be a little further down here. No, there he is right there. So that's his 5th goal. And for the secondary helper for this one, 9 of clubs on the Winnipeg Jets. That equates to Kriskow, so just 1 assist on the goal. So 1-0, I believe I filled in everything there that I needed to then. Not quite, though. Kriskow with his 5th goal. And it's going to be a Jets possession, actually, here. Second, very long. He needs a 7 or greater, actually, to continue with that. So we're 5 minutes in now, 1-0 Winnipeg. Where it's going to be the first possession here for New England. I know it sounds a little bit more like football when I say that, but whatever. It is an abstracted, simple hockey game. Helps me kind of mentally keep track while I'm doing this on camera. Kings and Red Queens only, so the Jets defense boxing out New England there in their attempt at a follow-up effort. But it will be 1. I'm going to give it actually to Mark Howe. 5 points last game. I'm going to assume he's a bit more of a puck hog here. He gets jacked out of it there by Winnipeg, however. So what are we now, up to the 15-minute mark, where, again, the Whalers, they've had possessions, just not making much of them. So Howe will be able to feed it through to a team player. I'm going to say Tim Sheehy. And Sheehy with the ace. So hold on now. Howe, team player, Tim Sheehy will say with the ace, and we got a 1-1 game. Let's get the second diamonds. That's going to be Dave Keon, actually. Keon's been playing pretty hot of late also. I know it's all random and everything, but I would argue that stories emerge from that. So, one being that Mark Howe has been mostly assists, but still very productive one way or another. And so, Mark Howe will have the primary here. I'll do the full name Mark to differentiate between he and Marty. And Tim Sheehy there with the goal. So she's going to be further down on the roster. It's a little harder when it's zoomed in. So Sheehy just the second goal. But for Keon and Howe, Keon, that's going to be 8 assists, so he's up to 15 points now. And Howe up to 17 assists, so 22, one behind his father for the team lead in point scoring. That was Sheehy's second. And so, again, it's 1-1 here, and we have 5 minutes to go here in the first period, where it's going to be Winnipeg. Red Queens, that will actually penetrate the New England defense. And to the ace to Anders Hedberg. This is a goal, all said and done. Yeah, so who had it initially there? 4, that's going to be Ted Green. So Ted Green getting it to Anders Hedberg for like his 20th goal or near enough to it. Ulf Nilsson getting the secondary helper there. So we go back over to the Jets. Hedberg, actually, that's his 19th, and it was from Green and Ulf Nilsson. So Nilsson up to 32 points now. Competition there between he and Hedberg. And Ted Green near the bottom of the pile, but with 11 assists, outstanding. Kind of sticking out there like a sore thumb around those around him. That was 17 and a half minutes thereabouts in period 1. Whoops, it's going to be 2-1, not 1-0. So Winnipeg this time. And Anders Hedberg there with his 19th goal of the campaign. And assisting on it was Ted Green with the initial, and then Hugh Nilsson to distinguish him from Kent there with the secondary. So final sequence here, the first period, where it's going to be the Whalers here, 2 and 6 for the team player. We'll say Jack Carlson. And with the 4, actually with the 4 New England's team, they will be able to play it through. Winnipeg is a good team row as well there. So he sets up, let's see, Al Hangsleben from the blue line. At the 8, he does it. We have a 2-2 game here toward the end of 1. Rick Lee there with the secondary helpers. So that was Hangsleben from, I think I said Jack Carlson. I kind of pick the team players at random sometimes, just do it roughly. But Hangsleben with the goal. He was hot early. He cooled off for a while. He is a defenseman. Jack Carlson there up to 9 points with the secondary helper. And in between there, the name that came up was Rick Lee. Lee has like 13 or 14 assists now. Make that 15. So again, it's going to be 2-2 here. That would have been at the tail end of 1-2. Call it a buzzer beater or what you will. So Al Hangsleben, that was goal number 4 for him. And from Jack Carlson, I guess I would give the primary 2, and then Rick Lee the secondary. So it is 2-2 after 1 period of play. In the second period. And for this one here, it's going to be the Jets off the hop. Jets with the 6 and the king. They will get it through. So Barry Long, he sets up Willie Lindstrom in front, and that's going to be a 3-2 hockey game there for Winnipeg. Bobby Hull, the secondary helper. Hullsman, that's going to be his 4th or 5th assist in the past couple of games. So, whoops. Control U that initially. And 3-2 there for Winnipeg. So Willie Lindstrom this time. Willie Lindstrom. Feel like it's been a while since he scored a goal. I could be wrong about that. Lindstrom, just 4 goals, 13 points though. Bobby Hull had a secondary helper there. And with the primary, I think it was Barry Long, wasn't it? 6? Yep, I remember the black 6 came up first. So Barry Long is going to be a little further down. 7th assist here of the season. And Lindstrom, what did I say? This is 3rd goal. There's 4th now from Long, and then Bobby. I don't need the B, actually. My mind is stuck in 60 Chicago there with the Blackhawks with Bobby and Dennis Hull both. So the 2 and the 8 here. So the team player, the ace, is going to get it through automatically. We'll say that's Lyle Moffat. And Moffat there on to 6. Peter Sullivan of the Blackjack. That's not going to solve Levis there. So it's going to be 5 and 5 now. And that's it's going to be basically a dead sequence, 7.5 in now, where the score is 3. Yes, I updated it correctly, 3-2 Winnipeg. And to the 10-minute mark, it is Larry Plow. He's been actually pretty hot recently. It took him a while to get going in the goal-scoring department. He sets up Mayer. Is it John Mayer? Am I just thinking of the musician? Jim Mayer. Glad I double-checked, sorry. Jim Mayer. So Mayer there, the feed from Plow. And with the 8... With the 8 for the team play, that's going to be, so we get a 3-3 hockey game now. And the 10, that's going to, or 9 rather, of spades will be Jack Carlson. So let's see here. That was Plow initially, right? Setting up Mayer, yeah. Plow initially to Jim Mayer. So Jim Mayer here making it 3-all. 3-all here for New England, Jim Mayer. So his first goal from Plow. And Jack Carlson. And Mayer. No, second. Jack Carlson up to 10 points now. And Larry is up a little higher. Oh. It's hard to get the middle of the roster like this. Also at 10 points now is Plow. So second goal there for Mayer. So we're halfway through the game. 8 and 7. That's going to give it to Winnipeg. Willie Lindstrom. He finds Ken Baird. And Ken Baird shanks it on the shot to Queen now for New England. That's going to be a team player playing it through. The queen will say Hangsleben. Hangsleben feeds it to Larry Plow, and the 3. So Plow's cooled off here. No longer is the hot hands, but king and joker. Actually jokered out of it there is the Golden Jet Bobby Hull. Just one more sequence here for the period. 7 and 5 for Winnipeg. Tommy Bergman not able to do it with that. So we have, at least for World Hockey Association standards in 1978, at least in my replay, and the standards of my replay, only 6 goals between the teams after 40 minutes. So 6 to start things off in the third, much like the second, but this time Long won't be able to feed it through to anyone with a chance to score. But it's going to be Winnipeg keeping possession here in this tie game. Bergman this time again unsuccessful. And 3 possessions in a row now for the Jets, and 3. This could come back to bite them, though. 3 misplays consecutively. Now that I've said that, Ulf Nilsson has found, 2, so has found a team player. That team player is, we'll say Kent Ruckney. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And Ruckney with the 8. We've got a 4-3 hockey game here for Winnipeg. So in the third period, it's been a lot of New England chasing the lead in this one, chasing the game, but Kent Run. I've a hard time spelling his name, let alone saying it. A hard enough time spelling it, I mean. From Ulf Nilsson. Nilsson doing what he does. I believe that's 3 points for him now in the game. All assist. Yep. And secondary on that will be 2 of clubs, which on Winnipeg is Anders Hedberg. So another point for Hedberg. Back to the Jets we go. Hedberg, 15 assists, now 34 points. This is game number 18, so just about 2 points per game for him. Same with Ulf Nilsson. And Ruckney that's going to be goal number 3 for him. And 4-3 Winnipeg. But yes, it has been, I believe, in all, fashion. So Winnipeg was up 1-0, 2-1, and then 3-2. So Winnipeg wants to gain the title. New England doesn't want to lose it. And I did say Hedberg there for the secondary. So, okay. So just double checking something here. Ruckney's a forward, so I guess he was in the line with them. And we're midway through period 3, where 7 and 5 is, I believe, the first possession off frame, but John McKenzie unable to maneuver it to anybody with a chance to score. So it's going to go back to Ulf Nilsson, rather. That can't be good for New England. It usually isn't for any opposition. Peter Sullivan, he needs an ace for 7-10. He gets the 10, so Winnipeg now up by 2. First multi-goal lead here of the game, and Ken Baer getting the secondary helper. So that was Ulf Nilsson, I guess, getting his 4th helper. And Peter Sullivan with the goal. So while I have all that in my head, Ruckney, what was that, his 3rd? Ruckney with his 3rd. But anyway, we got another goal now. So Peter Sullivan up to goal number 5. Ulf Nilsson, 34 points, ties him with Hedberg for the team lead. And who's the next one? Was it the 6? Was it the 6 of hearts? No, that would be Nilsson again. Oh, shoot. One thing about this, when they're not in order, it was Nilsson who put it through. To 6 was Sullivan who scored the goal with the 10 automatically, because actually a Black Queen would have been stopped by New England. So that'll help me sort of right. Ken Baer with a secondary assist on the goal. That's his first assist of the season. So he doesn't get too many points, but whoops, what did I do there? So 5-3 here for Winnipeg, and that is Peter Sullivan with 5 with his 5th. And then we get Ulf Nilsson, that's right, 4 assists. Okay, and Ken Baird. All right, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sequences, really? Oh yeah, because this one didn't. What happened here? 7, 5. Oh, the 5, right? So you just turn over 2 cards. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6 sequences, right? This 15 minutes into the period. Sorry, that one's just so messy. It looks almost like 2. Anyway, it's going to be the New England Whalers now down by 2. They need to score on both of these. Queen 4, Gordy Roberts. He's going to set up Mike Rogers. Rogers in front needs only a 5, so it's a 1-goal game again here. Rogers from Roberts, and Keon with another assist. I mentioned he'd been productive lately. So Rogers making it 5-4. What am I going to do if there's a draw? I'll make them play again, actually, since neither one of them really came into this as the champion. I just stripped it from Edmonton because I did. Anyway, Mike Rogers from, wow, and all that gabbering there. Rogers from, Roberts and Keon, right. Roberts and Keon here. So Roberts and Keon here. Mike Rogers, that is goal number for Mike Rogers. That's goal number, let's see here, 6. Most of the assists he's been getting with the goal scoring he's picked up recently. Roberts almost in the lead for team scoring, just behind the House, 2 of them. And Keon there up to 16 points, I guess. Yeah, with that. I was going to say 17, but that would have been incorrect. All right, so why am I making such a mess of this? That's why I like the smaller cards, actually. When they're like this, I just find it's easier to keep them compact and figure out how many sequences. Anyway, the 4 and the Queen. So Winnipeg has already won this one, but they can't penetrate the New England defense, and they don't need to. So 5-4, your new YouTube champion is going to be the 78 Winnipeg Jets here. For this game, I don't have a beverage or anything right now. Just finished up dinner on a break from work. And so 5-4 is the final score here. For the Jets, that'll improve them to 11-5-2. And the Whalers will fall to 11-5-2. So I guess Winnipeg will have scored more goals. I kind of like goal differential as a tiebreaker. I think that's a better tiebreak measure, just my opinion. And thus, therefore, how I'm going to do things for this. So Levis Serra actually with just his second loss here this season. 20. I should know that right away. I'm pretty sure that's 3.33. Wait, 20 divided by 6. Again, yes, and actually what I'm going to do at the end, I'm not worried as much about the goalie stats for this. I don't really follow them too closely, but what I can do is I'll just divide by, there's a further division I can do by 59, just to average it out. Each goalie plays about 59 minutes per game on average, and so not the full 16. So if a goalie surrenders 2 goals in a game, technically if he's not in there 60 minutes, he's really only surrendered like 1.9 something goals, that sort of thing. So I will get more specific goals against averages at the season's end when I need them. Just do a little extra division. And again, that will just be a rough estimate. Winnipeg, I feel like I screwed up somewhere, actually, full disclosure, because they've surrendered more goals. I just forgot to input the goals for a couple of games. But daily, again, so again, 29 by 8 is not, divided by 8 is not, this is not accurate. Daly's probably, if anything, a little higher than 363. Wait, yes, no, that makes sense. I was going to say, how could he win and have his goals against average go up? But Daly is now 6-1-1 versus the 5-4-1 for Bromley. So whether Google wants it or not, the storyline as it's unfolding, I might just continue to go with Joe Daly. I almost said John. This isn't golf. Okay, so 83 goals on the season for Winnipeg and 69 against. So again, these numbers don't add up for them. 64. There's one game there that one of them surrendered 5 goals. I got to go back and find out which one. And just being completely transparent here. So 11-5-2 there for New England. 78 goals for them. And this is going to be close, 59. Still, that's a plus 19 goal differential. I think I should give Winnipeg 2 more points. I think I would still award New England as the first overall team for this, should the season end today or right now, but it's not going to. It's going to go up to game 28 for all of these teams. Cut down a little bit from the original idea of 42, just because I want to make sure, as much as I'm enjoying this one, and even more so now that I'm focusing solely on this one and I have the Redemption League kind of done, except for some stats updating and awards, I want this one fully out of the way for when the 48-49 season begins, which it's either August 13th or August, goodness. October 13th or October 14th. It's one of those days, one of those nights. As always, I mean, anytime, any consideration that you give to any replay video like this, it's never expected, but it's always appreciated. And if you like World Hockey Association, there's some more World Hockey Association. The Winnipeg Jets, now they are the YouTube champions. I wonder actually how many matches they played against Edmonton. 3. So actually maybe that'll be the 4th match. Maybe I'll give Edmonton a shot at the title to get it back. I think Winnipeg will want to play at home, though. Maybe New England gets a rematch. The game was pretty close. We'll see. All right. Bye for now.